You really don't ever have to go home. Don't let anybody tell you. I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care what. You can be at peace. If you know it's going to be a struggle if you go home, don't go home. If you don't pull anything else from this video, if you feel like going home is going to cause you mental distress, don't do it. Don't feel obligated to go home ever. Hello, welcome to my space. I am so glad to have you here. I hope whatever day you're seeing this, that your day is going well, that your week has been amazing. I like to talk about self-care, ways to improve your life. I talk about some sex stuff, and I talk about relationships a lot. And I think a lot of times people associate that with like romantic relationships, but other relationships are valid too, and they can also be hindering our personal growth and stifling some of our mental, just well-being. So I want to talk about dealing with difficult family members. Difficult is obviously relative, that's subjective, it's whatever you feel it to be. I should probably use harmful, but these are just people you're related to that maybe make you feel like shit. These are people that take you for granted, they don't respect your boundaries, whatever whatever it is, maybe you just had a rough upbringing with them. This is some ways to deal with those individuals that are going to help you grow and maybe maintain a little distance and some boundaries. Let's talk about how to deal with difficult family members. I think one of the most important things to kind of keep in mind is that if you're dealing with an awkward or difficult family situation, it doesn't physically help, but just know you're not alone. There are so many hurting families and family members and people that just aren't gonna get it. You maybe put some distance in and they just don't understand why, and they never respect your boundaries, and they're gonna keep calling you regardless of how many times you tell them not to call you. You're not alone. There's plenty of people that just don't get it. There's plenty of people that they just feel entitled to you and your time simply because you're related. Just because you might have fallen out of the same, just because you might have the same parents, they feel entitled to your time and energy at all times without any reciprocity, any mutual respect, none of that. And you're not alone. Doesn't mean that's okay, but just I want to be very clear that this stuff happens all the time, and there are resources out there, professional therapy, there's Facebook groups, there's community, and just don't isolate yourself if you don't have to, but like do whatever it takes to just survive, please. You're not alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to associate with them either though. Okay, so a big thing to remember when dealing with just harmful family members, you're not obligated to have anything to do with them. I'm going to say that again. You're not obligated to have anything to do with harmful family members or family members you find to be harmful. Because one thing about family is that they just respect this just blind loyalty at all times, no matter what. No matter what. That's the part that bothers me. It's the no matter what part. Like, no matter what has happened to you, no matter what another family member has done, they just expect you to just show up, to just be there. And it's like, hey man, no, hell no. No. You might not respect your own self and your own time, but I do. And I'm not putting up with anything just because. Who cares? Who cares that it's family? These are just people. These are just people. Would you let your boss talk to you any old kind of way? Would you let the neighbor talk to you any old kind of way? No. If not, then don't let a family member do it. Don't let them treat you any old kind of way. If you're an adult and you have the resources to be away from them, please be away from them if they're harmful to you. Don't let them guilt trip you. But even if they try to, who cares? Separate entirely if you have to. But you're not obligated to do anything with them. You don't have to answer a phone call. You don't have to explain why you're not answering the phone. You don't have to go home for a holiday. You don't have to wish a happy birthday. If you're anything like me, you got 37 different cousins, nephews, uncles. You don't have to, no, because you'd be spending your whole year dedicating energy to making sure that they know, hey, I'm acknowledging you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, especially if it's not reciprocal. If you live outside of the city where you're from and they never come to see you, they've never seen where you live, they don't know where you work, they don't know what your life is like anymore, but they still expect you to be there for them, fuck that. No, thank you. Why on earth would I give you that energy if you haven't even taken the time to know who I am now? You're not obligated. Don't let them make you feel like you're obligated, because you're not. You're not. You can be as free and independent as you need to be, and please do it. Do it often, do it all the time, and do it relentlessly. Kind of along the same lines as that, these are just people. These are just people. You don't have to like them, nor do you have to love them. You don't have to like or love anyone just because they're family. If anything, those are the kinds of people you need to be making sure deserve your likeness and your love and all that stuff. because they're going to take it for granted if they're harmful. They're going to expect it from you. So like, you really need to be evaluating all the time. Does this person deserve it though? Now, that said, I'll always love my mama. You know what I'm saying? She birthed me. But if my mom got out of, came out of pocket, I'll probably distance myself. I still love her, but I'm not gonna let anybody harm me. I'm not gonna let anybody disrupt my mental peace, my mental peace, my inner peace at all. I don't care who you are. But you're not obligated to love or like anybody. I don't care. You get to choose that. It's your life. You get to choose that. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Just because I'll always love my mom doesn't mean you have to. All right? My mom's not a terrible person. Maybe yours is. And so if you got to separate entirely and say, nah, I don't ever want to hear from you again, do that. Do whatever it takes to survive. You don't have to love or like them just because they're related to you. And again, that's normally the people you need to be evaluating the strongest, because it's like, ooh, because they're related to me, they might feel some kind of way about being obligated and feeling entitled to my energy. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Remember, the next key element is living in and speaking your truth is not betrayal. Honestly, the idea of betraying family, I just kind of find to be bullshit anyway, because again, you're just people. You are just people. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe anyone anything either. So whomever you are, be that, okay? I don't care what you were brought up to believe. I don't care what they told you was a sin or whatever. Be you unapologetically, okay? Always. You're not betraying the family. The family betrayed you if they've turned their back on you. But of course, that won't ever matter to them, okay? Focus on you. Focus on what you've got going on in your life right now, the things that are making you happy. Focus on the support structures that you actually have now. Where are you getting support? If it's not from your family, then I don't know. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Along those same lines, if you're anything like me, you were like, black sheep's probably the wrong word, but like, you're just different, okay? You were told you were different, you were told you were special, you were advanced, whatever, and people kind of put a lot of expectations on you to either hold the family together, to get everybody together, to be the calmness, the coolness, the link there. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. At all. Oh my goodness. It's okay to be different. It is okay to be the black sheep. It is okay to just live your own wild, free life, but that doesn't come with any expectations. You are not required to do anything. You don't have to be the link that holds things together. You don't have to do or be anything, okay? I don't care what the situation is. Live in your truth, live your existence, and know that they don't get to control you unless you want them to. Finally, the most important thing when it comes to family and difficult family members, difficult family situations is there comes a certain point where you get to choose who your family is. They can be blood related, or they could be your friends you've had, or people you just met, whatever. You can choose your family, whatever family means to you. Whether that's the day shift at IHOP and you really click with these guys, you know what I'm saying? That could be family. And those relationships could weigh more in your heart than, people you grew up with. Maybe. Your story is yours. Your journey is yours. You get to pick and choose who your family is. I don't care about blood. Blood does not matter, because blood will take advantage of you if given the chance, if they're harmful. So don't give them the chance. Don't give them the opportunity to disregard your boundaries. Don't give them the opportunity to just expect things from you. Choose your family. Choose who you want to be in your life that's going to make you happy, that's going to challenge you, that's going to further your life. I don't know. I could talk about this literally for days, because I feel like so many families out here just have these expectations that no matter what, you're always mine. And that's the other thing. They feel this sense of like ownership of you. That shouldn't exist either. Be you. Be independently and unapologetically you. Pick your family. Love yourself. And don't put up with bullshit, okay? And remember, you really don't have to ever go home. You really don't ever have to go home. Don't let anybody tell you. I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care what. You can be at peace. If you know it's going to be a struggle if you go home, don't go home. If you don't pull anything else from this video, if you feel like going home is going to cause you mental distress, don't do it. Don't feel obligated to go home ever. Be where your peace is. Be where your actual home is. Be where your real family is, and you get to pick who your family is. I get a little passionate because, it is what it is. I love you all. Don't forget, I drop new content every Monday and Thursday. I also upload my TikToks as shorts. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're powerful. You're worth more than any stress, more than any expectations that anybody's putting on you. You attract love, light, peace, safety, and security, as long as you say you do. I will post more soon. Talk to you later.